Welcome to
Yoga and Love. So today we're going to be talking all about love. Now, love is one of our values, self-love is one of our values, and we think that love is so important for a whole number of different reasons.
And we know, of course, that yoga helps with love.
Don't we?
Yoga and love.
Yeah, yoga and love. Yoga helps improve your self-love, it helps improve your relationships, and it actually just helps you anchor into your own heart and live a more love-filled life.
Indeed. Hi, I'm Audrey, and this is Christina.
Welcome.
And we're from Yoga to Transform. So today we're going to carry on talking about love, self-love, and how yoga can help your love relationships, based on quite a bit of our own experience. I bet you've had some relationships, haven't you? Sure you have. Have you used yoga to help?
It's kind of a funny question, isn't it? Like, have you used yoga to help your relationships? Because it's probably not something that people would automatically go to in terms, say you'd go to a love coach, you'd go to a thing, but would you start breathing differently, do some meditation, or roll out your yoga mat?
That's right. And part of it is because you probably just don't think that actually loving yourself is the key thing for having great relationships with everybody else.
And loving your life even more.
That's right. And we know that yoga can help with that.
Absolutely.
So you get more grounded in your body. You realise that you have an unlimited potential within yourself.
Absolutely.
And that by simply rolling out your yoga mat, moving through some asana or some poses, taking some breath work, like you said, doing some meditation, all those things help you come back to your body, come back to your heart.
Yeah.
And for both of us, we've also learnt to come out of our heads a bit.
Way out of our heads. Quite a lot. I would say quite a lot. Maybe not just a little bit, like a whole huge amount.
Yeah.
So if you're looking to improve love, and this is February, the month of love, so we're all about improving love, improving self-love, improving your love life, then we recommend doing yoga. And the reason that we recommend doing yoga is obviously it brings you back into your body, and for women, establishing a positive relationship with your own physical being, with your own body, is a really important first step for self-love.
That's right. And I don't know about you, but for me, every time I do yoga, I feel better in myself afterwards. Yeah. I've never done a yoga practice. Whether it be vigorous or a restorative one or whatever, I've always felt better about myself and in myself after doing yoga. And of course, if you're kind of filling up your own cup with yoga so that you feel better, you of course have got more energy and love to give to other people, which helps you relationships. And yes, for sure, it can be your romantic relationships, but also just your relationships with your family and friends. Even just the relationships you have at work, they can be helped by yoga as well.
Well, life is about relationships, isn't it? And I think one of the key things about the yoga practice is it helps you pull back the projection. So rather than saying that this problem in my relationship is something outside of myself, it helps you sit with yourself to explore what's going on for you. And I know I'm incredibly stubborn human being. I think I've said that before on this program. And so there's a huge part of that often we resist, the taking responsibility for what's happening in our lives. But yoga is a wonderful vehicle for saying, actually, maybe I just need to pause here and look at this through a different lens.
Yeah. And so it's a way of self-care as well, isn't it? By not being out in the world so much, because we have to have time to ourselves. And being on your yoga mat and doing yoga is such a great way of doing that. Now, we've got some things that can help people. If you're interested, we have, and it'll be in the link below, so do have a look down in the comments. We've got a free ebook that you can download about yoga and love.
Absolutely. So how to live a love-filled life, because that is the point of the practice of yoga, is to peel back all the barriers to love that reside within you so that you can live from a loving place. And that's not just that so you have the romantic relationship of your dreams, but so that when you wake up in the morning, you can celebrate that, woo, life, I'm alive. I can smell the trees, I can hear the birds, I'm breathing, like,
can see the sunlight,
yeah,
hopefully.
yeah.
And
on
so if you are inspired to take a little bit further, we also have a 28-day course that you can use to develop your love in your life using yoga. So tell us, that was something that you put together, Christina.
Yeah. So basically it's a 28-day course. All of our courses are 28 days. And week 1 is all about opening to receive love. So a huge part of the benefit of practicing yoga is that it starts to transform your postural alignment so that you actually begin to change the way that you stand in the world so that you are open and willing to receive love. Because most of us are like this, and protecting our hearts and closing ourselves up from all of the love that we are swimming in. So that's the first week.
Week 1.
Open to receive love, right? And that's one of the benefits of yoga and self-love. Then the second week is love yourself. So then we start working into what are some of the self-nurturing practices that you can bring into your life. What are some of the things that you need to be exploring? Because a huge part of the yoga practice, when you start to take it out of more than just doing the physical practice on the mat, is about self-reflection, or we call it swadhyaya, which is self-study. So you start to then study what is my own personal conditioning? How could I see this differently? How could I reframe this experience?
Sort of almost like self-healing. You're kind of looking at the gritty bits in your life and saying, well, actually, how can I resolve these? How can I see it differently? How can I do things to feel better about that?
Absolutely. And then week 3 is all about your relationships. And that's not just your romantic relationships, that's actually your relationships with family, it's your relationships with colleagues, and it's looking at how you can start nurturing and building those relationships even better so that you can drop the negativity that you may hold towards another person and just turn up with an open heart to them. So I think in week 3 we've got the compassion meditation, the loving kindness meditation.
That's right. So that's a chance for you to consider the people in your life, those people you know well, those people you only know a little, those people that annoy you, those people who love you deeply, and take some quiet time to be reflective on those relationships.
Absolutely, and acknowledge that just like you, those people want to be loved, have been hurt and have suffered themselves, are looking for healing and joy in their lives, and want to have forgiveness and compassion, because we're all the same ultimately. And then week 4 is building your connection to the divine love that's around all of us. So if you start to become quite a serious yoga practitioner, then you start to realize that the ground of being is love.
That's right. That's right.
And we are living in a world that is, even though sometimes we experience as not good and not beautiful, and it can be really challenging and really suffering, and sometimes there's a lot of work to pull ourselves out of seeing the world in that way, but you can get to a place of seeing the beauty and the good in everything. So that's the
that's the 28 days. Now when you purchase that, you get it for a lifetime, and we've got a bit of a bonus going on this month, haven't we?
We have.
Woohoo!
Half price because it's February.
Half price because it's February, which is often the month of love. So again, down below in the comments, in our explanation of this video, you'll be able to see how to do that. Basically, there'll be a little code in there that you can use, and you get 50% off. And then, of course, you can use those 28 days as many times as you like for the rest of your life.
Absolutely. And I think this is the thing, is that the yoga philosophy that we follow and practice is one that teaches that every human is a unique expression of the divine, right? And it's here to experience life in its fullest through people. So when you start to learn to think from that perspective, then you get to kind of start playing through life in terms of, oh, what is this experience that life is giving me?
So not taking it quite so seriously or taking it to heart. We often use a lot of heart words when we're talking, but trying not to take things to heart, to know that there's still love resides there and that you are still loved.
Yeah.
So we'd love to hear from you. So do like, subscribe, and whatever the other thing is. I'm not very good at these things. Share. Like, subscribe and share. And we look forward to hearing from you. Don't forget to grab the ebook and maybe sign up for the 50% off.
Yes, absolutely. And the main thing is, like, our value is love yourself. And if you want to start to figure out how you can do that, because I know Audrey and I still work on this every single day. Like, it's a daily practice. Yoga is a daily practice, including learning to really anchor into self-love. Then join our Facebook group.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's right. So just hook into those things that are going to look after you, inspire you, give you some insight, and also keep you going on your progress.
yes, absolutely. All right.
See you again.
Thank you. Namaste.
Namaste.